So, I did 4-H.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
4-H?
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what it stands for.
Is it like high school?
It's like some fair kind of thing in the Midwest, like Indiana, Nebraska. I'm sure has it. Probably.
Okay. I mean, I've heard the term before, but I don't know what that means at all.
I have a phone. I don't know why I'm not looking. Oh, look. By the way, look at that cool charger.
What? What am I looking at?
That's the charger.
Oh, it's a wireless charger.
Yeah,
that's fucking cool. My phone has that too. What have you? Have you got a new fancy phone?
Oh no, I've had this phone, but I just got that charger. Like it was, like on clearance somewhere.
Okay, yeah, it's shit. I got mine cheap too.
I just thought it was funny. It
feels good to get it that way.
All right. Yeah.
So,
all right, 4-H. I'm looking up.
My pants have a rip in them, and I was thinking about fixing them. And I have a sewing machine because I'm thinking about getting into kind of a fashion design business, and so I'm trying to sort of put some things together and develop a new skill set, kind of in my free time, which isn't really a thing anyway. But I'm learning to sew because I'm going to make ladies' skirts with pockets. That's my goal. That's my goal for the year, kind of in that area. We'll see. I have high hopes, but it's mostly when I'm high. So
I have high hopes.
I don't have any. I'm kind of a self-taught person so far, so I'm starting to book time with other people to have them come over and give me some lessons on my own machine. But I made one skirt
kind of machine
so far.
is it?
It is a Brother CI 6000, I think.
Brother CI 6000.
Yeah, it's super badass, I think. And I'm sure I'll have to fix stuff on it eventually or whatever, but it's kind of fun to run it. And I made a skirt the other day, my first skirt.
Wait, so did you have a sizing for the skirt, or was it just you were just like, hey?
Well, I sized it for myself.
Okay.
Because I was the only one at the house.
Okay.
And the cat wouldn't cooperate. She's a lady, but she doesn't wear skirts, you know. So I measured myself, and I did the math of it, you know, and I drew the fabric out and blah blah, and folded it up and measured it and cut it, you know, and then I hemmed it, you know, and then I stretched out some elastic and I hemmed in the top of it, and those are essentially the steps. And I made a little skirt, which ended up being real short because I didn't buy enough fabric to make it like a decently long skirt. So it looks like a tennis skirt, and it's a little white skirt. And because my hips are so wide and the fabric was so non-plentiful, it ended up being a short skirt that that totally does fit me. And yet
fabric was non-plentiful.
Yeah, and so I took a picture of myself in it for Instagram.
You want to see it? I didn't see that picture.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. It's awesome.
I don't know. I don't know if I.
It's awesome.
Do you want to see it? This is such a strong. Oh,
that's a nice skirt. It's okay to say. It's a nice little skirt.
You want the red top, huh?
Yeah, I was already wearing that, but it did happen to go with it, I think. So I'm just using like white fabric because I'm going to try and dye it as well. That's kind of like step 2 that I'm going to attempt later in another phase.
Nice.
But the first one was I'd give myself a C. All the pieces came together. It fits. You could wear it and people would think it was a skirt. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But could it be better? Yeah.
So for a woman, your waist size a little shorter.
It should be longer, I think. It's just not enough.
Well, if the woman's shorter, then the limbs would be a little bit more.
That's true.
It'd probably be right at the knees. It'd probably be perfect.
Yeah, and I had to put on underwear underneath it to sort of just be super sure that I wasn't gonna like poke out or anything.
Yeah, I mean yours is kind of schoolgirl.
Yeah, it was. It was very short. Mm-hmm. It was basic. I don't know.
Why are schoolgirls so short?
Because schoolgirls are small.
There's
Isn't it the same thing you were saying?
But
are they super short?
But no, in relation to like they should
I've only really ever seen schoolgirl.
Like you never seen a movie with a Catholic the Catholic. You've seen a movie with a Catholic schoolgirls, and then,
sure,
and then, like above their knees. But then you've seen the movie with like the prairie woman.
Yeah,
and they're down here to their ankles. So
when I was in private Christian school, the girls all had to have their skirt. I think it was like down to their knees. I'm pretty sure.
That's private Christian, not Catholic.
Yeah, I guess. But
it's like right at the knees, isn't it?
I think it may have been right at the knees. I think it was like.
But like women wear like summer dresses to prom, and it's down to their ankles.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what they wore. I guess.
I mean, I didn't go to prom.
I went. Here's a deep regret. You want to hear a deep regret?
Prom is a deep regret.
Well,
or something about prom.
Something about prom.
Okay.
I went to a private Christian school because my folks worked for the church affiliated with that school, so I got to go for free. But it was like me and usually a bunch of pretty well-to-do kids. And, so I always felt a little out of place or whatever. But that's where I went to school. And then so all my friends and stuff were these fun, really smart kids and stuff, like I don't know. It was there were a lot of literal genius children in the school. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because it was like a pretty good school. It was a private school in a town that didn't have a lot of private schools. So like they had funding, and
gotcha.
And so like that, I don't know. It just seemed like the rich folks that wanted their kids to be smart and perform would send their folks there. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Whew! Let me back off, Greg. It was an interesting environment to go to school in. Mm-hmm. And those were all my friends and good kids. And for my senior year, something had happened at the church, and there was a split in the church. And my folks peeled off with the split and went with this other church, started a new church. Okay? And so I was suddenly like the black sheep. Okay? And that happened somewhere like in my freshman year or something. So I toughed it out there. Then like there was some backlash from that kind of stuff, whatever, ... And I ended up, for my senior year, I went to public school for the first time. Okay?
Okay.
So I went to...
Senior year of high school.
You could only go to prom twice. And you could go junior year and senior year.
Yeah, junior, senior prom.
Right. So I went junior year with this lovely lady. No, that's not true. I went my sophomore year with a junior lady. That was nice. Wonderful time. And I went my junior year with an upperclassman as well, with a senior lady. But then for my senior year, I bombed out, and I was in public school, and I had not enough time to really make friends in a way that like I felt like I could, like I wanted to, get involved with a lady romantically. Really,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I still felt like I was feeling it out the whole year, and sleeping through classes and shit. Because I took all the dumbest classes I could possibly take. The baseline, what's it take to get the fuck out of jail? You know what I mean? That I felt like school was.
Oh, gosh.
And so, I just like, I was suddenly one of the great students. I felt like my GPA was like surprisingly high, It's like, it was embarrassing and awesome to experience that. But I always wished that I had gone to prom and public school. I never really experienced that because instead I was in work mode by then, and I was trying to get enough money together to move out of my parents' house. Mm-hmm. And so like I flipped burgers that night, the prom night. I was working instead.
I think I worked too.
Yeah.
I think I do. In fact, I think I've. All right, so I think I worked at minor league baseball stadium.
I went at prom an extra time, and I don't want to let this lady get away because she's a nice lady. I went to prom with my friend's little sister, and she's a delight anyway. But I when I was a senior in the other school, I came back and went to prom with her. So I did get to go to that one 3 times.
Did you go to any after proms?
Yeah, well, totally. There's all the after prom stuff all the time. But it was all like controlled by the parents and stuff. The parents.
You didn't go to any outside.
Not really. No, not really.
Me either. Oh no, me either.
No,
I mean, I went to a very school district controlled after prom on my senior. But I didn't go to prom.
Oh really?
I never went to prom. Not junior or senior, but I did. Me and my junior friend did show up to after prom, ready to get all the prizes we could get. I was
prizes. I don't remember there being prizes.
It was like a carnival kind of.
That's cool.
I was such a nerd in high school though because, I was homeschooled for a while. Just got out in 8th grade. Went through high school, but it was a hard adjustment.
Yeah, I loved. It was like entering a whole different world, going into public school my senior year. You're a grown man, your senior year of high school.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing people I've never seen in my community before and being like, oh yeah, people, right? Like I feel like, I don't know, there were a lot of kids that looked like me in my previous school, and not a whole lot of variety as far as
diversity.
Yeah, diversity is concerned. And so like coming into public school, it was like suddenly I was like more interested in like talking to the other students than like learning, reading some Shakespeare shit that I myself had already read. When I was trying to like woo women in 5th grade, I had already read Romeo and Juliet and all this, and had to reread it again, when I was in 9th grade or whatever. So like I know, so I'm passing notes and like talking to everybody. Like I had a great time that year, man. I slept through classes and no problem, and like I got away with it. I cheated, of course, my way through school entirely on almost every quiz ever.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yes. I took very few.
Wait. By cheated, okay.
I looked at another student's paper as often as I possibly could in school.
Okay. All right.
Let me just clarify. I was an unapologetic cheater. I knew that technically, yes, it would be wrong to say these are my honest answers. But I never said that. I was careful not to like try and like make this big lie of shit, and I would deny it if I got caught, because why wouldn't you try and get out of some trouble? But I was always in trouble anyway. So like I definitely cheated all the time. And like kids are terrible about covering their answers, and tests aren't properly laid out and stuff, so they would have like 2 rows of answers, and when you get down the first row with all your answers covered with your cover sheet, then you'd go up to row 2, you'd lift your cover sheet to go to the top again, and all your answers would be exposed. And I'd look over, I'd pick a few to get wrong, and I'd just, boom, put them. And I'd just try and look busy. And like most of my teachers seem to know, and they're like, all right, look, the skill set this kid's learning is different than what the other kids are needing to learn. He's getting what he needs. Let's let him go. Most of them didn't hit me too hard with it. I cheated all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Because like at some point early in school, about 2nd grade, I realized that it was all kind of a game just to keep me out of the world while my parents were working. Yeah. Because I went to detention all the time. In 2nd grade, I had this teacher who was abusive, and used to really pick on me. And he kind of evoked this whole different part of my personality, the whole "fuck you" thing.
Yeah.
This kind of like, I have a very gentle, positive nature, but I know just how to say "fuck you." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do have a power place, and that was really started in 2nd grade against this teacher, who like, my job was to like hold the door. I got elected to hold the door. He gave me the job or whatever. You're either line leader or the guy in the back of the line, or you hold the door. These are the 3 positions. And every week, Sally, you're the line leader this week and shit. Andy, you're hold the door this week. Great. I love holding doors. This is the best job there is. You get to run up the line back to get the next door. It's exciting. So instead of holding the door, quote unquote, I'm leaning against the door, holding it open. Leaning too much, looking comfortable. Hilariously, I'm sure. Making a joke. Detention. Detention. So it's like I got detention for everything. I brought this girl a rose for Valentine's, right? I got detention for that shit. It's like, and so like eventually I figured out that like it's all this stupid game, it's and like this guy's an asshole and I don't really need to be on this medicine. And they put me on the ADD medicine, the speed or whatever it is.
The
Ritalin, right. And then Adderall, I guess, later. But, that was my world. They put me on the shit, and I kind of learned, I'm not like the other kids. They're proving to me that I'm not like the other kids. They're isolating me, Started putting me in these special classes because I have dyslexia. Gotcha. So they pulled me out of English class for 3 years. I think it was like 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. And the class that the other kids took was called...
This is so wicked.
The curriculum. They're like, it's time for... Then they would say the name of the curriculum, right? For the English class. And it's called Johnny Can Spell. That's the name of the class.
Johnny Can?
Johnny Can Spell. It's time for Johnny Can Spell. Oh, let's get out our notebooks. Now it's time for Johnny Can Spell. We're going to do all our spelling. And
what kind of curriculum were you guys on?
We're private school on our own shit, Yeah. So they're writing, parts of speech and all that stuff. No one ever taught me parts of speech. It was too late by the time I got back to it. I was 3 years late on that shit. So by the time somebody said, what's a noun? I'm like, oh, I don't know that shit. I was somewhere else in a different class learning to write the alphabet, They treated me like I was, like, mentally handicapped instead of, like, sometimes he sees shit backwards. It's like... So it's just another way that I felt isolated as a kid,
Gotcha.
And now in my adult life, I'm very comfortable living alone and doing my work and stuff because I, like, got trained in kind of like basically forced meditation and going to detention
all the time and shit.
Yeah, they would sit me. I mean, I would go to detention almost every week. No shit. And it's 30 minutes. And I don't think you can go more than once a week, but I may have beat the record a few times. But I think they just kick you out of school at some point. But my folks worked at the church, so I think I just got away with more, like numbers and like. So I set the record for the school in the lower school, from 1st to 6th grade, and all that shit is 30 minutes after school. You sit and look at this wall and be quiet. It's literally forced meditation. It's really, the more I think about it, it's like the strangest possible choice. Like, we just want him to sit quietly and do nothing, and that's his punishment for talking or asking questions or talking to the other children or whatever it is, or cheating or whatever it is, I was an outrageous student. Once in 2nd grade, I realized that like if I could just get away with shit, it's fine. I went to school on the same property that the church was on. Okay. So my folks worked there, and I went to school there. A big campus thing. Yeah. And it's, I lived there all the time anyway. You know what I mean? So I was just gonna be there anyway. Yeah. When the other kids went to recess, I would sneak off.
It didn't even matter.
No, I remember I stole, the janitor's cart. It's like a golf cart that they can drive around the campus in. I got in that shit. I must have been in 5th grade. The other kids are like at recess, and I don't know if they saw me. I think I would have gotten in trouble, but like I fucked off, and I would like go throw paper airplanes in the sanctuary, and then I'd come back, and nobody seemed to really care. It was like the 90s.
Just like, oh, Andy's back.
Yeah. I always come back, and I never got in any real trouble.
Did you have any pet names when you were a kid?
No. My dad would sometimes call me Android. Android. Or
no nicknames by the other kids though.
No, Andy was enough. Andy was its own insult. I don't know. If I did, I didn't know about it. You know.
Gotcha.
But I was the kind of kid that they might have thought of nicknames about for sure. I was loud and yeah. I was when I was in the room. You knew. Definitely. I think I was.
But there's just
like I am now.
You never no one ever walked around the school calling you a dog or something else.
No, not really. Let me think. No, I don't think so. Nothing jumps out.
I just asked.
What about you? Did you have a nickname?
Let's see.
I don't know why I went on that weird tangent about my school, but there it was.
Did I have a nickname? Oh, I just remember. Yeah, so I just remembered one, but that's not a.
Should I try and guess it? Is it guessable?
If you guessed that, I'd be surprised.
Okay, so I'm gonna take one swing at it. Okay. And can I guess? Let's make a little game.
Okay. All right. Before we do this, we're gonna do this first thing ever. We're gonna take a break because I need to use the restroom.
Oh, I see.
And so we're gonna hit pause, and then when we come back, the first things that's gonna come out is gonna be your guess about what my.
I want to ask for clues. I want to ask for two kinds of clues.
Okay, so you'll get two clues.
Yeah, cool.
1, 2, break.
Is your nickname sports related? Was it attained through sports? That's a good question, huh?
Yes.
My second question is gonna be good too.
Indirectly.
Ooh. Once removed.
Do you want me to explain that or?
Let me ask the second question first, and then explain the first thing. Is that possible?
Okay.
All right. Second question. Would it be a good DJ name?
No.
Have you thought about it?
Probably not.
Okay.
Just because of marketing reasons, yeah, there'd be some backlash.
All right. A clue. Okay, now, it's related to sports? Yes. Tell us the story and then tell us the nickname at the end of the story if I can't guess it, okay?
Okay, so...
Let's play that way.
When I say it's indirectly related to sports, I only mean that it was given to me through a sports team.
Was given to you through a sports team.
Mm-hmm. So as in, the people who I was around gave me this nickname for a combination of two reasons. Of one off the field and on the field.
Two fields. Same field?
Off the field, on the field. Same team.
Football.
There you go. There's a sport.
Okay. Football. What you got? The Eagles. That's a football team, right?
This is gonna be so fun.
Okay, thank you. The Nuggets. Greg Nuggets.
I went to high school in Virginia.
Oh, that's a good clue. I had forgotten that, or didn't know that, or had forgotten that I knew that, or all of them.
Yeah, I didn't come out here till 3 years ago, so I knew nothing of past the Mississippi River.
Okay,
until 3 years ago.
I was thinking about. Okay.
So now you're limited to Appalachian.
I don't know any of that.
High school mountain football.
I don't know any of that. Wildcats. Everybody's the Wildcats. That's always a good guess.
Okay. Now I'm going to throw another wrench in this.
Okay.
So there also happened to be a national. Now it wasn't national. It was sort of regional, but it was national news sort of thing that happened. And
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't help me.
Involved guns.
Oh, a shooting, perhaps?
Overtime.
Interdimensional attack. I don't know what you mean.
Guns, overtime, the car.
Okay, fuck. I don't know. I'm too stoned for this. I thought I'm gonna have to back out of my own game. I'm gonna guess your nickname.
Okay.
All right. Can I ask a third question?
To be fair, I've thrown a whole lot of
Yeah. Does your nickname contain a part of your real name?
No.
Okay. Well, then I'm completely lost. I thought I at least had part of a root.
So this is gonna be so
anticlimactic.
I don't know, anticlimactic, but it's like the connections are just wild. All right, so back when I played football, I graduated high school in 2007. Played football in Virginia. So I played cornerback. I was decently fast. One thing I did do was chase a couple people down. They used to call me sniper. I also almost always would wear, no matter where I was at, and whether it was class or
sniper guns. Oh my god!
Would always wear my hood. I told you it wasn't very politically correct, so I'd always wear my hood. Around that time in Washington D.C., there happened to be a spree.
Oh.
So they used to call me DC Sniper. Because of the way I would chase people down on field and I always wore my hood off field.
Well, that is sort of creepy. But I wouldn't have guessed that.
I told you were not going to. I told you there's no way you're going to guess it.
What would you have done if I was like the DC Sniper?
I'm like, alright, who told you?
yeah. Because, that would not be a good DJ name either.
No.
That's funny. Of course, we're not.
It would be, if there was not that event, though, I thought about it. I was like, man, that'd be a great DJ name.
Yeah, if it weren't for the actual event.
Yeah. That's why I was like, yeah, no, it's kind of politically incorrect.
Dr. 9/11 and shit.
Yeah. That's just yeah. That's why I was like, yeah, no. But if it wasn't for that.
That's funny. Nope, wouldn't have guessed that. Interesting. No, I'm only, recently have given myself, or at least part of myself, a nickname. My kind of, this kind of alter ego that I kind of use to paint with sometimes. I kind of try and become this other person that thinks my stupid ideas are really good ideas.
Oh, what's that?
His name is Ando.
What's the difference between Ando and Andy?
Andy stops about 15 minutes into the dumb idea and goes, "This is a dumb idea. Edit, edit, edit." Ando goes, "I got 3 hours for this. It seems dumb, and this is what I'm doing today, and the enjoyment of it is my goal, And then by the time the project is over, you have something especially in the painting world, something really strange. It might not appeal to anyone else in the world, but to me, it's a powerful piece of magic almost,
Gotcha. So there's a little bit less restraint.
Yeah, the editing. I don't allow the editing voice in. I don't really stop myself. I'd be purposeful and exacting without saying oh man, nobody cares about the Fibonacci sequence. And why are you measuring a tree in a rock and making sure that it's just so and just in the exact right place? That's so stupid. Part of me goes, that's so fucking dumb to make. It doesn't need to be this exact measurement just because of the math of the painting. But part of me goes, no, it's a stupid thing, and the exacting nature of it is part of my message. You know what I mean? I have control, and I'm exacting it in a playful way. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's sort of like
Gotcha.
part of the thing. And so I use this kind of alter ego thing to kind of slip into that just kind of like it's not really becoming someone else. It's calling something else from within me, calling out a certain part of myself. Like when I'm performing, I get into show mode, you know?
Yeah.
And I know how to do a show, you know, and it's not the same guy that like is sitting introspectively on the couch a couple days before. It's a different mode, you know?
What's the difference?
The kind of thing you believe in the present moment about yourself and who you think you are in the present moment and how powerful that character is. You know, persona means mask. So whoever you are, whoever you're being, is only sort of like an expression of what you really are. Is sort of like what I think is the idea.
Gotcha.
Because that's why, you know, people. That's why the machine tells us like, you can be whatever you want to be. You can be all that you can be. All that kind of messaging and stuff, that's out there because it's technically true. You could still today wake up tomorrow and go become an investment banker. You know what I mean? And be the best after a little while because time works the way it does. But you could change everything about your life, and I choose to do that pretty regularly. You know, I try lots of different art forms, and the experimentation of it is the thrill I'm getting. The failures, I fail in public regularly. But like, that's part of the thing, you know. That's part of the experience. You know, the kind of like gamble of it. You know, it feels good. And like I'm like the Denver Nuggets. It's not like I fail all the time. It's not like I lose every game. I do lose some games, but when I take my L, I take my L, right? And it's mine. I hold on to it. It's just like all those motivational speakers will tell you. You know, I accept my own losses and my own failures, and I can take advantage of them as fuel. Like, when I do comedy, sometimes, like, I'm slaying motherfuckers, it feels so good. Other times, it's not working out so perfectly. Or, like, there was a joke I did. Can I tell a story from last night? I did a comedy thing last night. I did a fake advertisement in the show. I'm doing fake advertisements. And I'm not sure that I'm delivering it in a way that lets the audience know it's a joke.
Oh, that shouldn't be.
Right! But the penalty is they're not with me. And so they don't realize it's okay to laugh. And so I'm talking about this fake place called the Easter Bunny Hatchery in Windsor. Okay? And that's not a real thing, but I talk about it because whenever I do events,
it's not a real thing.
You know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. I don't want to blow any listeners' minds, but like
the Easter Bunny Hatchery of Longmont is not.
It's Windsor. It's in Windsor.
Oh.
There's just a little bit of artistry happening here.
Oh, okay.
You know, they're from Windsor. That's why you haven't heard of it, Greg. But like, I whenever I do these events, I always have to read off the advertisers and the sponsors and stuff. You know, the community's so used to seeing me do that now that I'm doing a comedy show, they don't think that the show has started yet. And so when I'm reading those advertisements, because the way I'm presenting it is too dry, but I'm reading this thing.
What about giving a disclaimer?
I'm gonna put in the disclaimer.
Just be like, hey.
By the way, there are jokes.
Everything you see from now on is a joke.
Yeah.
And then just have some random person come up and say that, and then just that person never comes up again.
Yeah. And just say everything is a joke.
Everything you see from now on is a joke. That person never comes on again until the very end, and then maybe they come up and be like, the end, and then they just walk off.
So I'm working through this bit, and I wrote it. I just got so stoned in my house and really let the spirit move me, so to speak. And I'm like working on this, and I'm writing this bit about this place, and the bit is like they mail Easter bunnies to you, little baby bunnies in a big crate, and you get them in a big crate, and you get like, you know, I list all the things that comes with the crate, and it's 24 bunnies and a mallet
and a mallet
and 26 tent stakes. You get 26 in case you break one attaching the chain or securing the rabbit. And then you get a prepaid postage thing, and you get like a return bag. An airtight, sealable plastic return bag. And so...
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice little courtesy move.
Yeah. And so then, the audience kind of half gets that joke. The joke of, like, the return policy. I go into the return policy and I say, you just put them in the bag and you seal it, and then you put them in the vented container and you send them back to us. And, like, the joke is that the rabbits will die during the shipment because they'll suffocate in the bag. That's the joke.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other side of that is, like, I was saying that when they don't want the return, I'm trying to kind of let the audience know that the company doesn't want the rabbits back. And so they said they were going to show them to a little girl that works there to show the rabbits to her. And it was just like this super dark thing. And if you don't realize it's a joke, you're just sitting there going, what? Why would they sell... First of all, who hatches a rabbit? It's like, apparently not everybody was with me on it.
Gotta give them clues.
Yeah, I love that bit, but I think I might have to let it go. I'm going to maybe give it one more try, because I just love it. Maybe I'll have to, like, I don't know. I'll have to do something different with it, but that was my experience last night. I didn't quite catch him with that one, or I didn't explain it well.
What's today's date? January.
Oh, I don't know. The 10th?
14th. Okay.
The 14th.
Okay. A little less than 2 months.
What do you mean?
About a month and a half, March Madness starts.
Oh, really? What does that mean?
College basketball.
Okay, who do we like and hate?
So college basketball goes into this frenzy where there's like a whole bunch of so all the colleges are grouped into conferences.
Okay.
And there's a whole bunch of conference championships, and there's a whole bunch of tournaments for those conference championships. And then after that those tournaments for the conference championships, there's a big old like 64 or 68 team national college basketball tournament through the month of March.
Jesus.
It's called March Madness. Well, it's through the latter half of March. The first half is like the conference tournaments. After that is March through April is like March Madness.
Who should we go for with the college teams?
I'm rooting for Virginia Tech because that's who I rooted for since I was a kid.
Okay. And then
but there's going to be college teams all over. I mean,
so like Boulder has one.
They have CU. I don't know how they're doing, but they might be doing well enough to make it.
Okay.
There might be some in Texas you could root for.
Nah. No, I'd go for Texas Tech. Those dudes work hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd go for Texas Tech again because that's where I'm from. If you're gonna do where you're from, I could go for Texas Tech. My cousin will love that. You know.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, well, I was just thinking about it because it's one of my favorite parts of the year because it's nonstop basketball for about 6 weeks. And when I say nonstop basketball, I mean like sometimes through the night. Mm-hmm.
Should we do like commentary for a game or something like that? Live commentary or what if Texas Tech plays Virginia Tech? They're both Techs. You know, will we have to out-tech you?
What we could do is maybe get together like a Saturday and somehow document
like pre-tape it or something?
Going through that day's game, that day's slate of games.
Can we Twitch it?
We're gonna get
because the sound and the video would.
We're gonna get some. We're gonna get hit on some. I'm trying to think of the right words.
Foul language.
Copyright issues.
Okay.
When it comes to NBC and CBS Sports and all those people, TNT and TBS, because those are the people. There's games going. That's the other thing. So these games are going on So when that tournament starts, March Madness, it's like games starting at like I think 10 in the morning through like 8 at night. Yeah, on 4 different channels.
Jeepers.
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of games.
That's interesting.
So it would be hard to keep up with all the games. So what we could do is pick like
Key
one
games.
of the one. Well, as it starts to slim down.
Yeah.
There's going to be a weekend where there's like Saturday where there's like 4 games in a row of like quarterfinals or something like that. We could do something like that.
Okay. We could do highlights or something. We could record the whole time or something.
Do like a key round in the tournament.
That's cool. I think I'm gonna maybe go for Texas Tech. I might, man. That's where I'm from.
Let's see how Texas Tech is doing. While you,
I think either Texas Tech or CU, because that's who we're by, right?
How do you feel about TCU?
I don't know. What does that mean?
TCU?
Yeah.
Texas Christian?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'd go for those guys maybe.
So I don't know what that means.
They should be able to use mystical power to win games. I kind of like that idea.
That took a second for
end times and everything. So like, seems like it's time to win
Texas
games.
Tech. All right. I'm trying to find out where Texas Tech is at.
Come on, Tech. Come on, Tech. Be so good. My brother would love hearing this right now. He loves Texas Tech.
Wow.
We're pretty awesome, right? We're pretty badass, of course.
You picked a good team, man.
Did I?
You did.
I'm not surprised.
Big 12 conference. Texas Tech 4-0 in the conference. 15-1 overall. 8th in the nation.
So a pretty good one. How good's your team?
9th in the nation.
Oh, so we're in the same neighborhood.
3-0 in our conference. Best conference in the nation. 14-1. 14. Yeah. Just a little extra one. But yeah. Right in there.
That's interesting. Yeah, okay then. Well, good. Yeah, see, I chose them honestly. And
you guys got a winning streak of 5 going on.
Okay.
We've got one of 9.
Ooh. So you guys are pretty good. And what would you say we were 4th in the nation?
8th.
8th in the nation. And you guys are 9th.
We're 9th.
Oh, that's fun. We're neck and neck then.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. My brain didn't hold on to the number very good.
You're 15-1 overall. We're 14-1 overall.
I see. So it's sort of like with the Warriors and the Nuggets. They're like kind of right next to each other, but except of course that the Nuggets are at the tizop and shit.
But it's also very similar in the fact that the team that's not on top right now is probably going to be the one that ends up in the top in the end.
I don't know what that logic is. I don't know what that means.
They're
going to be tired of being champions.
It's sort of like
the arms are too tired from being raised in victory, motherfucker. Yeah.
No.
My arms and my wings.
It's sort of like
so tired of flying next to the sun.
It's sort of like a long play on the Kentucky Derby. Like, you have the horse that does real well in the first half mile. But, on that last, whatever stretch it is.
Well, I hope they don't put down your horse just because he busted his leg. No.
Y'all see the ones that play Gimp.
LeBron will be right back, dude. He's a monster. He is like a legendary basketball dude. He's like a Michael Jordan or a Magic Johnson. He's more like a Magic Johnson, I think.
We just got to get him to the playoffs, and we'll see what happens then. I'm not happy.
He definitely dominates.
I'm not happy about, by the way our team is going, and just let it stand for the record that I did not advocate for us to get LeBron. So, but we'll see how things go.
You don't want him to come swimming in the lake. You want him to be one of the Lakers.
No, it's not. I mean, I'm interested in the long-term success of our franchise.
I don't want him on my team. I think we got a good team, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Well.
You know who's really good, dude? Jamal Murray.
Oh.
You know who's really good? Gary Harris.
Real nauseous right now.
Gary Harris.
Real nauseous.
He's one of the kings of basketball.
From the lack of success overall in the last couple of years.
Jokic.
Oh yeah, getting more nauseous.
Jokic is real good.
How many NBA championships is Jokic?
It's about to be one, I think.
I've
only been feeding energy into him for this year, but I've been trying to feed all my energy into it for the sports project.
All right.
I'm using my mystical powers.
Man, we're gonna come up with an acceptable wager.
A wager
on the endings of where the Nuggets end up.
One of us has to buy the other one a basketball and sign it.
The loser. The loser. We'll see.
That'd be a nice keepsake. I'd play with that ball.
I'd play with.
Yeah, I'd be like, this is from my friend Greg. He's a good friend, but as you can see here, he's what do we call a fucking loser? You know, and I'll play it in love, and I'll shoot hoops, dude, and I'll drain threes and shit.
I certainly would not be right enough in on there, you guys.
Oh, that's right. But you would write from Greg the loser.
Well,
because that's what I would have to write.
I don't know about from Greg. Well, okay, so let's talk about some things.
What happens when the lake dries up and shit? It looks so pretty dry at the lake. It's pretty dry at the lake. I think they're starting to pull boats out of that lake. It's getting a little bit low.
Well,
I think they're a little bit low in the lake. I think the fish are starting to drown and shit. They're starting to end up on the fucking
a lot of water displacement from all them championship rings.
Yeah, he jumped in and splashed all the water out. Now he busted his ankle or whatever. Nobody else got room to swim.
Well, we'll see. It's a long season. We're only halfway through.
That's true.
Not even halfway through.
That's true. And one of my guys got hurt the other day, man. Was it Jamal Murray?
Did Jamal Murray get hurt?
No, maybe it was
Gary Harris.
It was Gary Harris.
Yeah,
I like Gary Harris. I think he got hurt. That's okay. We got other stars, man. Plumlee.
Oh, Plumlee is I can't wait till he comes back down to earth.
He passed the ball around, man. He slam dunk. You know what our guys do really well that I've noticed, honestly, because I have been watching. Our passing game is on point, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys have been there's been not many changes in the team for 2-3 years. Mm-hmm. There should be, some consistency there.
Yeah, man, they're passing it in crazy ways. They're practicing with a football. They're doing all these crazy drills on Insta, and so then in the games they're throwing shit behind their head, and they look awesome. I watched them play the Suns the other day. Did you see that game?
No,
boy, I'll tell you what, man. It's now that I've been watching a good basketball team like the Denver Nuggets play a game. Here and there, I've been watching good skill set, like Jamal Murray and shit, a great basketball player like that. Sometimes I'll watch another team like the Phoenix Suns, who I think we can both agree they're in a problem time in their franchise.
Yeah. I almost needed Dramamine for a second.
Yeah, that's not an exciting team, but watching them pass and then the guy's too far under the basket he has to jump back out to, you know what I mean, or drop the ball or not pass it real good. It's that's the difference between a great team like the Denver Nuggets and a low ranking team like the Phoenix Suns.
There's so much Denver Nuggets love. I just getting dizzy.
I'm dizzy too, watching him pass the ball around so quickly and effectively and draining baskets all over the court. It's amazing.
I never knew.
I think Jokic got 40 points in the game the other day.
I mean, so did Kyle Kuzma.
I don't know who that is.
Laker.
Is he one
Los
of the Lakers?
Angeles Lakers.
One
41.
Lakers. He's number 41?
No, he dropped 41.
Pounds?
41 points.
Oh, points. Oh, well, that's pretty good too.
That's
it's pretty good too. That's almost the same as Jokic.
It's almost the same as 40.
Yeah, it is. It's almost the same as 40. That's right.
Yeah. 41 is almost the same as 40.
I agree. It's almost identical. It's almost the same number.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just happens to be that one digit difference.
Yeah, and it's like the weird one.
And
that
the couple, I don't like that couple years difference between age.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Is one of them older than the other one?
I think so.
Is Jokic more experienced?
Well, I do believe that this is Kyle Kuzma's second year.
Second year?
Yes. Well, this is Jokic's.
What do you call that? A sophomore?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, that would be the truth.
He's a sophomore. And Jokic is what, like a master class?
Kyle Kuzma is 23 years old.
He's like a baby. He's 23 is...
oh, they're the same age.
No, I'm just kidding. 23 is not a baby. 23 is a grown-ass person.
They're the same age. But Nikola's a couple months older.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Jokic is a couple months older.
Yo, I'll say this. Jokic looks much older.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yo, Jokic. I don't know, man.
He has like a child and everything.
Jokic does. You mean?
I'm pretty sure he has a child.
That's cool. Oh, see, that's the weight of the world, man. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. That's what that face is. Yeah. I only ever see him when he's like running his ass off and stuff. I guess everybody looks old and shit when they're running their ass off, but like 23.
Does everybody look old when they're running?
I don't know. I was just talking. Jokic's a powerful basketball player. That's one thing we know.
I mean, he's pretty good.
That he's draining baskets all over the place. That's one thing.
I mean, every dog has his day.
Yeah, man. That's probably right.
Every animal has its year in the Chinese calendar.
That's probably right. So this is at least the beginning of the season of the Nugget.
The beginning of the season. I think we're coming to the middle of the season of the whatever.
Age of the Nuggets.
I don't think Age of the Nugget is viable.
It's happening, dude.
Nah.
You're gonna see. We're already doing very well. We got a good momentum going. Our guys are relaxed and we're playing hard, playing well.
I don't know if that's the.
We win a lot of basketball games against other basketball teams.
You think so?
Yeah, I think we are. I think we're gonna continue to win.
I think you'll win a bunch of games this season.
I think we'll beat the Bulls. Remember the Bulls? They're a basketball team. Michael Jordan used to be on the Bulls.
Okay, so I think this. Actually, I'm not gonna put no evil in the Nuggets. We're gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
I do have opinions of what will happen, but if I was to voice them, I would be seen as a hater.
Yeah, that's right.
That's so I will keep them to myself.
Yeah,
but I will still use the "I told you so."
That's fair. That's fair. I told you so. It's fair.
When it comes to,
and I hope LeBron gets better because I want us to beat LeBron. I don't want us to beat these extra guys.
These extra guys.
You know, I know that you guys are a great team with LeBron, and we want to play you guys at your best with LeBron. Not like with all these others hurt little. Other guys aren't quite. You know, they just pass into the open air when LeBron's not around. You know, they expect him to be there and shit. Jokic is gonna catch that. You know, he's gonna catch that ball when they try and pass it to the guy that's not there.
To be honest, I'm interested to see what happens in this postseason.
I don't really care this much. I'm just trying to put out some fun times. You know what I hope? I hope it goes to the finals, and I hope the final teams are like Houston and John's Warriors. You know, the Warriors, and then I want it to be the Lakers, and I want it to be.
Those are all Western Conference teams. You're leading all the East Coast.
And the Nuggets. That's all I want to see. So what? You can only add...
So that would be the two semifinals of the West Coast.
Does it always end up being one from the West?
One from the East and West.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, then we'll have to beat you in the preseason. In the pre-finals, is that right? In the semifinals?
Yeah. It would have to be in the semifinals or the conference finals.
Interesting. So,
conference finals or the conference semifinals is where that would either, or that could be the first round. But then the winner of each conference finals face each other for the NBA championship.
So, wait a minute. Was it Houston that was in the championships last time?
So, last year in the conference championships, it was Houston and the Warriors. The Warriors won, and so they went to the NBA championships versus the Cavaliers.
Oh, it's the Cavaliers, because that's what the team
yeah, he was on okay. But that was the East Coast team. He's now on the West Coast.
So now
West Conference. Yeah.
Now the finals won't be just the Cavs and the fucking Lakers again, because that's what
it won't just be the Cavs and the Warriors. It'll be some Western team. Warriors, Lakers.
But who's good on the Eastern side?
And probably the Celtics or Toronto Raptors.
Really?
Or Milwaukee Bucks. Those three are the front runners.
That's funny, man. I always think of those as historically bad teams, I guess.
The Celtics not historically bad.
No, they had Larry Bird.
Yes, yeah. The Celtics are like the second most storied franchise behind the Los Angeles Lakers.
The Bulls? What about the Bulls?
Not as many championships as the Celtics.
Really?
No.
That's interesting.
I think the Celtics have like 10 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Or 9. And the Bulls have like 6 or 7.
Who did Magic Johnson play for? The Lakers, right?
I think the Bulls only have what Michael Jordan got. The Lakers have 16, by the way.
You know what, dude? When I was a kid, I had these 2 action figures that were basketball things. They looked like little trophies almost, but they were like, one was Larry Bird and one was Magic Johnson. Mm-hmm. And they could like move the ball up and down and stuff. That's all they could do. But like I would play with them every once in a while. But I totally played with Magic Johnson in a yellow and purple uniform. I think he was a Laker, right?
For life.
So I totally played with a toy. I played with a Lakers toy when I was growing up.
Yeah, because the Lakers are the best.
So I just want to give you that. There you are.
I mean, Lakers are an iconic franchise. I've been trying to tell you this. You're starting to catch on a little bit.
I'm catching on. I hear you. You know. So it's like the English royalty. They're like a classic franchise, but like they're kind of on their way out and shit.
No, not quite. Not quite the same.
Yeah, if you guys could redraft Magic, that'd be great.
No, we don't need to.
Yeah, or like Wilt Chamberlain, and he's supposed to be one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah, palm trees, beaches, sunshine, California.
I never
Los Angeles. Me either.
Seems cool though.
But lots of championships. Comes along with that sand. Diamonds or rubies and gold. You know, the Lakers are they're sort of like that one wine or that one scotch. Actually, that is better scotch. That you know, your friend or your dad only takes out for a little bit of tasting on special occasions. Yeah, that's sort of like the Lakers.
Interesting.
Just primo.
They need more than a taste to beat the Nuggets this year.
Well, I mean,
you better hope LeBron gets better. What
I mean by that is they've got the goods.
Well, I hope so. I genuinely hope so. Because I want to play them and beat them at their best. What happened to LeBron? He busted his leg?
Groin.
Oh, he busted his groin?
Strained his groin.
Okay, that sucks.
Have you ever strained your groin?
Uh-huh. No. It's no good.
It's no bueno.
So he'll be back at it in a couple weeks.
Yeah, hopefully in about a week or so. He's been out for a couple weeks now, so hopefully.
How's the streak been going?
They're a little bit under 500 without him. Not good.
Interesting. Well, he did shake up, I guess, how the team works before they fucking...
Well, to be honest, the Lakers are... They have been... So, just like the Denver Nuggets have the same lineup from last year, the Lakers have only, 2 or 3 people from last year. So, there's a huge turnover, and they have only had a full lineup for about 5 games. So, yeah, there's not a lot of continuity there. So, the hope is that everyone can get healthy because we've had suspensions and injuries and stuff like that. So, the hope is everyone can get healthy in time to get sort of on a roll for the postseason. Because if you don't do that, then, yeah, you're not looking pretty. But we've had a lot of, too many injuries and too many suspensions has interrupted a lot of the continuity that we should be building in chemistry. And so if we don't get that under control, then yeah, we might be in trouble. But as of right now, it has been just really a series of unfortunate events for the Lakers. We haven't really had a full lineup for the last. We haven't had the same lineup for like 10 consecutive games. Meanwhile, other NBA teams are rolling out the same lineup for like 15, 25, 30, 50, 60 games in a row.
Interesting. So they haven't had time to really gel in that formation.
No. I have about 85% of that roster that they're using this year is new. And the people that they did keep from are all like 21 years old and younger. So it's all youngins. So yeah, there's definitely a learning curve there. And this year was supposed to be a learning year, but there's been people who's been hurt and there's been suspensions from fighting on the court.
Ruh-roh.
So yeah. So that has limited our growth.
Interesting. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, it is what it is. That's what the NBA season is. I've been watching the Lakers for I don't know how many years straight now. And there's been highs and lows. I've seen championships won, several. And I've seen years where it's just, oh my gosh, what are we doing? It is what it is. But I have seen the championships, so,
Yeah, I want to do more basketball shit on this show. That's what I think. We should talk about it. We should end this show and talk about doing some more basketball shit.
Well, this has been the Late Weekend Show.
Goodbye.
Adios. My name is Greg.
I'm Ando, though.
Have a good rest of the week, or rest of the week, late weekend, or weekend early, or early weekend, or middle week, or midweek, or post weekend.
But have one.
Yeah.